So you want to start an online business. Well, if people would have told me this before I started 5 years ago, things would have been so much easier and it would have saved me a ton of struggle, stress, and heartache. So, what I'm going to do for you today is share with you the 5 things that nobody tells you before you start an online business so that you can avoid the same mistakes that I made. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you my secret tool that is going to help you speed up your results and eliminate a lot of that heartache that I had to go through. So stay on till the end so you don't miss it. When I first started my online business back in 2016, I did it because I desperately wanted to be home with my 2 girls. I had missed out on a ton of the firsts from my first daughter's life, the first steps and the first words, and I didn't want to miss out on those firsts from my second baby's life. So I jumped into entrepreneurship and I thought, you know what? I'm going to be able to figure this out. It can't be that hard. But boy, oh boy, was I wrong. First of all, when you are getting started, it is going to take you far more time than you think it will.
This is taking forever. Can we skip to the good part?
You're going to have to work far harder in the beginning, and you're just going to want to skip through all of it, but it's part of the learning curve and the growth. And you'll have to transition from the employee mindset to the entrepreneur mindset. So what does this mean? Well, employees, they work and they get paid. They work and they get paid. They work a day, they get paid for a day. You don't get paid like that when you're an entrepreneur. You can work and work and work and work and not get paid. But the beautiful thing is that as you grow and improve your skills as an entrepreneur, you are going to be paid for the value that you deliver, not necessarily the hours that you put in. So eventually you'll get to the point where you work and then you get paid and paid and paid and paid. And that's the beautiful thing about entrepreneurship. And that's why it's so important to create passive income streams and residual and recurring income streams, because that is going to pay you longer term for the value that you've provided. One of my favorite recurring income streams is affiliate marketing. So afterwards, you want to head over to this video and see my top affiliate programs that I am loving right now in 2022. The second thing that nobody told me is you might not make any money at all the first year. In fact, you might even lose money.
Okay, so if I add up how much I have made this month, and then I add in how many hours I've worked, I get my hourly rate, and it's negative dollars per hour. I didn't know that was possible, but apparently it is.
So instead of thinking about how much you're making right away, I would highly suggest that if you currently have a career, you don't quit that career right away to start your home business. You take what I call the 3-year plan, and you plan to be successful, not in this first year, but 3 years from now. And you make sure that you have enough cash flow coming in so you don't have desperation tied to your business. If you're desperate about making that money right away, it's likely that you're going to make non-ideal decisions in your business. You might take on clients that you regret. You might join a business or an opportunity that you really don't love, or you might just start trading your time for dollars in another way, which is kind of what I ended up doing when I was taking on tons and tons of private coaching clients in 2020 and 2021. And that wasn't an ideal way to grow the business, but I was scared and I was afraid that the business was going to dry up. So I was again trading my time for dollars and making unwise financial decisions. But if you think about things in a 3-year plan, if you really get strategic about what value you want to deliver to your audience and how you will serve them, and you don't necessarily need to make money from your business for the first 3 years, you're likely going to create something that is long-term sustainable that you really truly love. And number three, and this sounds so counterintuitive, but when you do start creating success in your business, it's not always wise to scale right away. Because if you're a solopreneur right now, you are going to get to keep 100% of the income that you're generating. You don't have a staff. You don't have people relying on you. You don't have monthly bills and salaries that you need to pay. So if you have a very successful month, you get to make the decision how to spend 100% of that income, whether that means you want to goof off for the rest of the month or you want to put it aside so that you can start working on another project the following month and not have to worry about so much of that income coming in. Once you scale and have a team, now you have a responsibility to make sure that your return on investment is covering all of those salaries and incomes and all of that outbound payments that you need to make. So my suggestion would be is to scale and outsource slowly. Find out what it is that you can outsource, maybe to just a virtual assistant to start, that can free up your time so that you can do the highest income producing activities. So for instance, if you're a coach and you make the most of your money, you make $100 an hour to $1,000 an hour, maybe even more on an hour of coaching, that's where you need to spend the majority of your time. It shouldn't be creating social media content. It shouldn't be creating graphics or editing videos. Spend your time with your clients in your zone of genius and then outsource some of those tasks that you're not good at or you don't enjoy so that you can focus on the income producing activities. But that doesn't mean that you need an entire team of 5 full-time staff members. You would be amazed at what you can get done with just yourself and a virtual assistant that is skilled in very specific areas. So figure out what your hourly rate is, and then if you can outsource it for significantly less, those are the things that you should be outsourcing for. And I'll be creating a new video soon on what exact types of things are ideal to outsource to a virtual assistant that can help you truly increase the profitability of your business. So stay tuned on the channel for that one coming soon. And the fourth thing that I wish I would have known was that you really don't have to be on all the social media platforms.
So you're telling me I need a Facebook profile so I can get 5,000 friends, and then I need a business page so I can get followers, and then I need a group so that I can talk to all of them at once, and then I got to post at least 6 to 10 times a day in stories, start posting cute pictures over on Instagram, making reels that are funny, and dancing on TikTok, linking up with people on LinkedIn, snapping some photos over on Snapchat, starting a YouTube channel, and oh yeah, writing every day to my email list. When am I gonna sleep or see my family?
So despite what I just told you, I would actually recommend that you really start off with choosing about 3 platforms to promote your new business. One is that you should definitely have an email list. That's an audience that you own, and that keeps your business secure and safe long-term, no matter what happens on any of the social media platforms. The second social media or search engine platform that I recommend you have is this one right here, YouTube. And the reason behind it is because this content that you're producing here becomes evergreen. People can search for it over and over and over again, even without you ever having to do any extra work. When I first got started, I was creating content 3 to 4 times a week on Facebook, and within 24 hours, that content was gone and it was never to be seen again. So I was working so much harder, again, see the earlier thing about way more time than you think. And I was losing out on the opportunity for my audience to be able to search for that content that was relevant to them. So I highly suggest an evergreen platform like YouTube where people are able to search for your content and discover you. And the third one would be a social media platform where you can create some sort of community. So I love Facebook because it allows me to engage with people one-on-one in conversation through Messenger. It allows me to create Facebook groups where I can speak to a large audience at once, host private events, and really truly serve my audience and get to know my community. So instead of being everywhere and stretching yourself way too thin and hiring an entire social media management agency, you can focus in on just those 3 areas when you're getting started and build a very successful and healthy business. And the 5th secret that I wish I had known is that consistency is far more important than your level of talent and skills. And I know it's probably surprising to you, but when I got started, I was terrible on video. I knew nothing about marketing. I had nobody on my email list. In fact, it was me. I was the only subscriber when I started. And so I read a lot of my own letters. But as you're consistent over time, you are going to beat out people that are far more talented. I have seen incredible marketers come and go in the online business space because they just burned out and they weren't consistent over time. And now 5 years into my business, I see the snowball effect of the content that I've produced and the list that I've built, and sales come in now on autopilot while I sleep. I wake up to commission notifications in my inbox every single morning without having to put in a lot of extra work. This goes back to that first point that you change from the employee mindset to the entrepreneur mindset, where you do the work and you will get paid for the value that you provide long term. But in order to do that, you have to have that consistency up front. And when I first got started, it was very hard because I was doing a lot of busy work online. And that's why I told you I wanted to share the secret weapon, and that is My Lead System Pro. My Lead System Pro is a whole suite of tools that I've used to create leverage in my business, build out funnels, use their done-for-you products, house my courses, take payment, and all of this sped up my results when I discovered them. So if you want to avoid the heartache and the struggle that I experienced when I got started in business, I'll go ahead and I'll put a link below for you to grab a trial of My Lead System Pro so you can get inside the community, start using the tools, and you can make your business easier starting today. And I'll see you in the next video.